Okay. David Lewis here. Yeah, I was sitting on the porch and I heard some turkeys gobbling over here. So I'm gonna go see if I can find them. Maybe get a picture, see if there's any babies. They were down that way. I'm gonna go around this way. And I have an idea. I'm gonna get a bucket and try to drain the sap from one of these hickory trees as well today. So I really wanted to try that, and it's the time of year. So let's go see if we can find the turkeys, get a picture of them. The other lake. We'll walk down towards that lake. That's probably where they hang out because it's a secluded area and there's never anybody to bother them there. And I know these turkeys hang out here. I hear them out here all the time, especially in the spring. I guess they probably got some baby turkeys. We call them turklets. I'd like to see that. It'd be really pretty, really nice if I could. So I didn't bring the dogs because they would just scare them off. I'll go back and get them, and then we'll drain the sap from a hickory tree. So I wanted to get a gallon or two of that and make some wine out of it, maybe. Quiet because we're getting close to where I heard them. I don't know how aware these turkeys are of somebody walking through, but I imagine they're pretty aware of any little noise or anything. That probably scare them. You're going crazy. I heard in this direction, but I thought they might be near pond. This other pond. This is the pond in the back of the property. Should be looking for a nice hickory. See something jumping. That'd be a frog. Oh, there's the dog snuck out here with me. You go home. Go home. I'm sorry, but I gotta do this alone, honey. You probably already scared him off. Remember what we saw the other day? I was saying, what are those two white things? I've never seen so many. But that's what that... Oh, look at all the purple red buds. Huh, take a look at that. Ooh. Boy. Go around. What a camera. I don't even have to get up close to it. Huh. There it is. Huh. They're just everywhere out there. I can't get through there. I don't think I can even get through there. Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Ouch. Oh. Go around here. Ew. I didn't see these webs or whatever last year. I mean, I've seen them before around here, but I've never seen all this here. Look at this. I've been here, this is the second spring I've been here, and we didn't have these last year or the year before. Not around here. I mean, there were maybe, I saw some down by the river, but I've never seen them here on my property. They're little caterpillars. Interesting. That's what's a-hatching. And you know, they come out into butterflies.
They leave the plum bushes to form cottony cocoons. After a few more weeks, they emerge as adult moths that live only a few days to breed and lay eggs on the twigs. The eggs develop in their hard cases and wait through the whole growing season in winter before emerging again next spring.
Now I'm actually kind of happy. By the way, I just got a call. Actually, while I was doing this, while you guys or with me here. I had to stop for a minute, shut the camera on. My daughter called. She got her last confirmation. She did get the job in Nashville. So they're heading out 1st of May. I gotta go get a bunch of stuff. I'll have to make 2 trips over to where she's at in Fayetteville in the next couple weeks. But she's so excited. It's a huge, huge opportunity. They started off at a lot of money, and she can go up to $150,000 or beyond a year. And she hasn't even gotten her degree, her master's yet. They just chose her because of her personality, because she's such a people person. She's so amazing as a human communicator, and people just love her. So she won a lot of people out for that job, and not a lot of jobs like that going around today. But I'm still, of course, very worried for her, because you know how kids are. If you know, if they say, hey, you got to take a jab, or you don't get your job or something down the road, you know, so far she's, you know, not having any trouble with that, but I'm worried about it. Like I said, she's promised me that she would never do it. Man, this is just, I don't hear the turkeys anymore. Okay, well, I don't see the turkeys. Maybe I'll see them later on, because we've got to go back and get a jug and some rope and see if we can't find ourselves a real nice hickory tree and get some sap. It is springtime after all. So I'm really excited about for my daughter, and she's so happy. So good to see your family and your children happy, and it makes me happy, which I'm usually pretty happy, because you know, life is pretty nice as long as you stay away from the hustle and the bustle. Oh man! Wow. So yeah, I'll just tell you guys something here. I think it's kind of interesting. It comes to mind as I go back towards the rocks up there. It's hard to focus it when you got a tree in your way, because it wants to focus on the tree in front. So I can't focus way up there because of all the other things in the middle. Huh. Some big, like, gravestones up there, it looks like. But, somebody was asking the question, why am I using the word Easter in bold letters? I made that video yesterday about Easter Sunday. That's this little sermon about the crucifixion and the resurrection. And there's that. There's Miss Blue sneaking around. I told her she couldn't come, but see, she doesn't mind as well as my. Look at her. She thinks, ha 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 ha, I got away with it as long as I don't go too close. I love you, buddy, but you got to stay away. I'm looking for turkeys. You got to go back. But you already blew it now. Now we're yelling, and so the turkeys are probably gone. You might as well just stay now. That's all right. I know it's not your fault. You don't understand. You just want to go walking too. You know, next time I have to. I don't tie them up, so it's, if they don't know how to listen, then they do what they want, I guess. They usually listen though. But sometimes they just can't. They can't help it. They don't know what they're doing wrong. When I say stay home, sometimes they just think that means don't get too close, you know. So she's trying to be obedient. See, she's staying far away. In the dog's mind, if you say stay back, they don't know you mean stay home, you know. My other dog's pretty good though. Sometimes. It's been a long... I'm not a trainer, but because we have a good relationship, they seem to learn, you know, like she already heard me say not to come. So she's not even, she's trying. She doesn't know I told her it's okay now. It's all right. Come on. You're fine. Come on. You can come. Come on. Yeah. Come on. There she comes. Yeah, it's all right. You can come. No worries. Come on. So, anyway, on the word Easter, as I always tell everybody, we're not of the Old Covenant. So, the God of the Old Testament, of course, was jealous, and he didn't want us to worship other gods. He worshipped, now, as I said, Ea, Enki, remember, right on the Ten Commandments, right on the tablets of clay that Moses brought down. The first word of the Ten Commandments is Enki. Go look it up. Enki, Yahweh, means I am the Lord, thy God. Well, that's how they translate it, but it really is I am the Lord Enki of the Elohim. And that's the first words in the Ten Commandments. And Enlil, then, was An-El. So that was the god of the sky. Now the sky was not, see, this is where people have gotten confused. The sky was only considered the sky if it was daytime. At nighttime, the sky wasn't the sky. The sky was the deep, the waters beneath. Because in the beginning, he separated waters from above from the waters beneath. The waters above were the seas and all the water on the earth. But beyond the great ocean was the bottom of the wheel, the nighttime, the winter. And whenever the sun went down, which was at the top, of course, then you were at the bottom of the wheel, and it was nighttime. And you looked off into this deep blackness, this bottomless pit that we call today the astral realm, or the stars, or Esther, or, you know, the queen of heaven. And, you know, so it was this dark monster down there. Well, the queen of heaven saves us by delivering us from the wicked Haman in the Jewish celebration, and they call it Purim, and it's the Easter celebration, the celebration of Esther in the Bible. So Easter, Esther, Astarte, Ashtaroth, you know, they call her different things. She means the stars. It's a celebration of life, friends. It's not, yes, it's pagan because that's from the nations. All the esoteric wisdom from the stars came from the nations. And, you know, we are the nations, you know, the lost children of the house of Israel that were scattered into all the world as seed, into all the nations, the four corners of the earth. And where it was said, you're not my people, there shall be the sons of the living God. This is the regathering of Israel. When the Gentiles become in, then all of Israel shall be saved, because they will be grafted back into the tree in which they once existed. The root. And the root of that olive tree, or the root of that, of the root of Israel, are the people of the Lord. Even though they were scattered into all the world, they forgot who they were, they're lost. They're going to be regathered. And so, the message that was lost, that they took with them, was written down in the stone in the temples, and written in the stars is about this message. Yeah. Because her name was Inanna in the Mesopotamian area. Some people called her Inanna. Was another name, which again, An is to do with heaven. And so she was mother of heaven. And there was also Ki, who was the Mother Earth. And so An-Ki means heaven and earth. And so Enki was a product of these two. And so She has another son, though, that's spiritual. You see, and they fight in the belly, the spirit and the flesh. And it's a beautiful, beautiful message. Spiritual import. But we've lost this message. Yes, even the Jewish nation celebrated the Easter festival, but they called it Purim. And they even call it Esther or Easter. So it's not something, yes, it may be of the nations. There's many nations and they all have the same esoteric wisdom. But it's not false information. There's only two religions: the old carnal commandments, right? The materialistic illusion of this world and what we call government, and making government your deity, following after laws and rules and rituals and ceremonies, which Jesus called hypocrisy. And the other religion, which is the one that you worship with spirit and truth, not in this mountain nor in that mountain, not with rituals, but by understanding in prayer the meaning, by getting the answers, by seeking, by praying, and following after the Holy Spirit. That's the spiritual part, the spiritual religion, which reveals the Christ in you. Anyway, I think I'll turn this off here just for a second. I'm going to run in, and me and Blue will get the other dogs, and we'll get a little bucket, and we'll see if we can't. Tried this last year, but it was the wrong time of year. I never got anything to come out. And I don't have any birch trees or any maple. I do have some hickory, and I'm told the hickory will work. I don't think you could tap a oak tree or anything, but you probably wouldn't get much, and I don't know if it would even taste good. I've heard, though, that people use hickory, so we're going to try that. And it's hard to find the hickories right now because they've got big leaves. This is what gives them away, a certain kind of leaf, but the leaves aren't on yet, so we'll just go take a look and see. All right, let's go. Okay. Rolling into leaves down there. Can't even see her behind the tree. Just rolling in the leaves down there. Well, I'm looking for a hickory, and I can't find them because I guess they haven't got their leaves yet. I can see the shape the leaves are and kind of tell, but so I'm trying to find a hickory in this mess here, so I can assume that trees that aren't blooming could be what could be it. But then, you know, because I really don't know how to distinguish the bark at this point. I mean, I'm hoping to learn to do that here, maybe right now. Now that seems to be, that's hickory right there, fresh growing. So where's a tree with some leaves like that? Those leaves are not. They're not like that. They're like oak leaves, you know? And see, these are just, they don't have all those jagged edges like an oak leaf. So there is some leaves, so unless I'm mistaken with that too, but so then if there was a hickory tree, it should have leaves, right? Because that one does. And if there's a little one there, it ought to be a bigger one here. Maybe these two. See, there is a hickory nut right there. Right there. There's acorns all over, but I see hickory nuts right here. So one of these trees is a hickory. Huh. I'm thinking it's not that. It may be these little ones here. I'm not really sure. There's another hickory nut. So this is a hickory somewhere here. One of these trees is a hickory. And I wonder what these are. Those aren't leaves, those are seeds. Oh. Hard to see it. It gets kind of blurry. This new phone, they said, oh, you can zoom in way, you know, and it's all blurry, so it's not much of a, doesn't really help a lot. Huh. This tree is budding out right now. Huh. I wonder. Do we see nuts on the ground here? Yeah, I do. You see? There's an acorn. Acorn, they're all rotten. So we have acorns all over the place here. So, is it this one? You know, I don't know. I'm gonna try this one and see what we got. All right. Okay. I used an ink pen. I pulled the ink liner or whatever you call it, the ink part out, and just used the plastic part of the pen. And I didn't have a drill. I just used my pocket knife. So I really need to get better tools and do things better, but we'll try that. I managed to get that to just hang on there. I'll come back and tomorrow and see. Oh, I don't even know if that's a hickory tree. But those blooms don't look like oak. And so if it is a hickory tree, it'd be nice. If not, well, maybe we'll get some other kind of juice. I don't know. Or nothing. We probably get nothing. I don't know. I gotta try. Maybe when I come back tomorrow, I'll bring something better than that. And drill a proper hole in it. Find an actual, make sure we found the right kind of tree. Look at all the red buds though. So pretty. All right. Come on, girl. I tried this last year and didn't work. But I was in the fall or something. I don't remember. It wasn't the right time of year. And again, I didn't do it right. So, you know what? I think we got it because this is the kind of buds that we were looking at. Well, honestly, I don't know what kind of tree this is. That's the kind that we just used. We just screwed into, I think. When you look at this flower, this leaf, it does look like it's, perhaps it is hickory. It does look like it might be. What? We might have got it. Let's come back tomorrow, see what we got. And there's another one. Now they're all over the place, but there's a little one. Yeah, all of these are likely. Let me see. I didn't mean to. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'll know if this turns out to be hickory. I'll know next time how to identify them even without the leaves. I'm pretty sure that's hickory. We could be wrong. Ooh, I think there's some cobwebs. Beautiful. See, there's another one. I'm pretty sure that's hickory, and there it is. See, they're small. Most of them are small. So that's the mama. We got the mama. So I'm going to make sure I don't hurt the tree or damage it. I'll just patch that hole when we're done. And we'll come out and use that mama tree for as much of the juice as we can get. We'll look for others too. I believe that was the same tree we used last time. So we were right the first time, last year. We just were at the wrong time of year. And, you know, just because hickory, some people have done it, doesn't mean it's easy on hickory. It's a lot easier. People do it with birch real well. And maples. Wish I had some birch here. But then again, if I had birch, it'd be a lot colder climate here, and I wouldn't like that. And it's pretty. Beautiful trees. Just lining the road here. About last year, I burned all this out. And it burned some of these dead logs. You can see more gland. But I'm not going to burn it this year. I'm really hoping I can get a hold of some mink. I want to start raising mink just in the wild here. See if they will improve the situation on my pond, help the eco-balanced. Well, I haven't been watching the news, guys. I haven't even seen Fox News for months. Ever since they flipped on the president, and they visibly, they let us down. They betrayed the country. Everybody did, but they were especially, it was especially sad that Tucker and some of these didn't, I know they'd probably get fired if they were to say the election was stolen, but I can't blame them for trying to hang on. I mean, I'm trying to hang on too, and you can't, if they won't let you say it, then you do what you can. I understand that. But at some point, when you're being watered down so much you can't even talk, it's time for somebody like Hannity or Tucker to use his fame and just get out on the street with a megaphone and tell people the truth. Of course, they'd probably ban him, just like they did the president and so forth, but they have to do something. I know there probably are some good people, or some people who are trying to tell us, trying to hang in there on Fox or something, and maybe even on other channels. I do know a guy on RT. I can't remember his name right now. He's watched my videos and stuff and has mentioned me and talked to, I've actually was in a room. He has this national syndicated radio program, and a commentator on RT and stuff, and he has a YouTube channel where he goes live a lot, and I accidentally popped in one time and he saw me and wanted to talk to me, but I accidentally clicked out and left because I didn't really know what was going on. So I know he was familiar with who I was because he recognized me when I came in the room. And so, there are people that they're good people, and he does seem to have, everybody has opinions. Sometimes their opinions are wrong, but it matters is what their heart is. Are they good people? Are they trying, do what's right? Huh, girl? Yeah.
Egg masses are common on bare, late winter plum twigs. Tiny larvae chew their way out to start eating as soon as buds break. Since they live in large groups, they can actually denude the plants in some years.
Look at this patch of purple flowers here. Just growing in the wild. Huh. Beautiful. Those are red oak. I think some people are kind of allergic to red oak. See if I can do my turkey sound. I don't have any flutes or whistles or any hunting things. It's just I'm going to be doing this with my mouth. Let's see if I can do it. See if it sounds like a turkey. I think that would call him in. I'm not doing very good with that. Every so often it sounds pretty good. Some more of those white.
Well, have you seen the pockets of tree webs around town? Many of you have. What exactly are those? Storm Team 10's Joseph Dames has more on the creepy, crawling insects that are constructing them. Take a look.
That doesn't look like Charlotte's Web or that corner bedroom spider haven. These tree webs are actually referred to as tents, which is 1/3 of the answer of what is constructing those intricate webs. But don't expect some massive tarantula to come toppling out of this white wickered web. Instead,
so this is the eastern tent caterpillar. You know it because it has a long stripe down its back with little blue spots. In the spring, just about the time that the leaves start to come out, the newly hatched caterpillars will come out of these egg masses, and they will congregate and they will form these little tents.
so why now and why so many?
So often tent caterpillars, like the eastern tent caterpillar, will see outbreaks on a cyclical pattern roughly about every 10 years or so.
They have a sweet tooth. They tend to forage on wild black cherry trees, which has left the trees looking exposed, and the tents even larger.
As they start to grow and start to forage, the tent will become larger and larger and larger, which is one of the hallmarks of the eastern tent caterpillar.
But biologists say it's nothing to worry about.
And as you can see, they almost totally defoliate this tree. But sometime around June or July, unless this tree here is diseased, the tree will refoliate and have new fresh leaves.
And they don't pose a threat for you either. In Terre Haute from Storm Team 10 with photojournalist Cody Murphy, I'm Joseph Dames.
See, that's how I know that there's a big hickory in there, because they feed on, you can see those little white webs. There's hundreds of them over there. So in that area there's got to be a bunch of trees that they like to eat, and they don't eat oak trees, and so the only other tree they'd probably eat hickory. I do believe they eat walnut and hickory, but they like cherry trees, and they like plum trees. I have a lot of plums. There might be some plums out there. I didn't even look for plums over there, but that might be where the plums are. They love plums. But I don't know whether I should come out here and kill them. All these caterpillars, I mean, they don't make butterflies, they make moths, and the moths only live for a few days. And then they go and breed more of these caterpillars, and the caterpillars, the only purpose for them is to just strip the leaves and the trees and just kill everything. They'll kill the fruit trees. They'll kill them. So that spray stuff that I use sometimes around here, it's got promethium in it. It'll kill them. Just a little spray on it. Come out with a spray of that. Hornets spray will work too, but that stuff's no good. Can't use it because it's too thick. But there's a different kind. It's like a little Windex bottle or whatever, and it's got promethium, I think it's called. So here. Ouch. Oh, ow, ow, ow. these things will get a lot bigger throughout between now and July, and maybe later, about July somewhere. They grow hundreds, thousands, and millions, and these things get huge. They must be sleeping. Are they hanging out yet? Huh, what is causing this to be so blurry? Oh, I almost had it. There we go. Huh. All of a sudden this thing's working. And they say that these things are very harmful to all the trees. They eat everything, strip it. And they come back about every 10 years, maybe 11. I'm always hearing about 11-year cycles. Maybe it's 10-year, I don't know, but I don't think they really know either. And I don't know what causes it. But it's kind of like the locust swarms. They come through and eat up everything and eat the crops. This is what these do. Can over there. I'm sure that just scaring them away, because I don't think I know how to do the double right. Five-sided star on that thing. Isn't that pretty? Five-sided. Unique, interesting. Last year I found some chicken mushrooms out here growing on this log. They were red. Let's see if they're still there. And I'm not certain. See, you never know for sure what kind of mushroom you're looking at, but it looked to me like I looked it up and they said it tastes like chicken. The mushrooms taste like chicken. They have a real meaty texture. Where did I see it? Oh, the red bugs, huh? Do Go down the hole. That's why it wasn't focusing. It was a little too... Huh. Wow. Still looking for those turkeys. I wonder where they bed down in the afternoon. Because it's getting closer to afternoon now. This little guy. Boy, there's a tree over there. It has an awful lot of mushrooms growing on it. All the way up the top. When these trees die, they get mushrooms go start going. Yellow flowers. I love flowers. Probably. I know that the mother gets up in a tree at night and roosts, and the little babies around June or something, they'll jump up there, but their babies are probably, if they're born, they're too small. I heard a dog bark. It cracks me up. It almost halfway sounds like a good call. I keep doing it, but I don't know if it's probably driving them away. Here's a little juniper tree, or a big juniper tree. And if you notice, there's juniper berries all over the ground. And those are actually edible. You'll find those all over the forest. Little purple berries. They use them to make gin. Everything's quiet, everything's resting right now. Because it's starting to get warm and all the animals are kind of resting somewhere under a shade tree. This is mating season for turkeys though. So you'll hear them in the evenings, or I guess in the mornings. Gobbling, mating, puffing out their chest. They're probably one of the most beautiful birds. Just big pheasants. There's all different varieties of these kind of birds all over the country and all over the world. Alright, let's go up further. I like this little grove of trees here. Huh. Expecting to see a bunch of turkeys or deer or something. They're all hiding. It's kind of hot, humid out today. Keep going. A little bitty field here. A little meadow. Maybe it'll be go quiet. Go around this bend. Looks like there's some deer or some coyotes bed down. And look. I think some deer bed down in here. Some cottonwoods there. I love cottonwoods. coyote trail. That was a coyote bed. I hear them up here. It's about where I can hear them at night, howling. Of course, you can hear them all around you, but that's one area. This looks like their trail. Or one of them. Look at this. I just noticed that I probably sound like Jacques Cousteau. We're about to take a peek at the Loch Ness Monster in the mountains of Oklahoma, growing on the side of a tree. It looks like a mushroom, but it's really Bigfoot. I just love the way those mushrooms grow like that. To me, they hold a secret. These little guys hold a secret. They're probably medicine and spiritual food. Mankind has yet to unlock all these mysteries. Oh, Mr. Turkey. Now see, if I was going to go get some chickens and raise them, I would find a way to get some of these baby turkeys, and I'd raise the wild turkeys. If I had all the time, and I didn't do these videos every day, and if my whole life was focused on just living out here like normal people did back in the day, living in their homes and their ranches, foraging for food and things, I would learn all the tasty things one could eat. They grow naturally. I would cultivate them a bit if I could, water them if they needed it. But I would experiment and do tests on certain plants and take a bite or something and see if it made me ill. You know, just a small sliver of a bite first. And then, you know, the next day, if I didn't feel sick at all, I might take a bigger bite. And then beyond that, you could eat, you know, a bigger bite. And it would be quite a process, but you could find out what these plants actually are. But I just wish we still had this information, which is why I want to find these plates, these golden plates, or the parchments, or the ancient cuneiform, or whatever it is that, you know, the petroglyphs that are waiting to be found. The Holy Ark of the Covenant with the crystals inside. It's got all the information, you know, that emerald crystal, the computer nodule. No hide in their hair of those turkeys. I let the dog come last time and scared him away, I guess. Or I did. I was talking. I'm still talking, I guess. So, but on another note, oh, there's some pretty flowers. On another note, though, those eastern web caterpillar nests. Here's what I think's going on there. Remember what I was telling you guys the other day about mink? They got rid of all the mink, made mink coats with them, trapped them, got rid of most of them, except for the ones in captivity now. People started using chinchillas. I mean, there's different little animals, but I mean, there's the mongoose, different things. We have squirrels, but I don't think they're the same thing at all. Squirrels just eat nuts. But these little mink, they live near ponds and in ponds, and they'll kill rats which carry disease. They keep a certain bad, nasty population down that you don't want, that will end up with ticks and spread it to other animals. So the ecology has to be balanced. And so what I think is happening is about every 10 years, they say like it's some kind of a cycle. It may be a 10-year cycle simply because the weather does have a little 11-year cycle too, with El Niños and stuff. And it could be that, like I was telling you guys, the brush gets so thick that it breeds snakes and varmints and things that carry ticks and, you know, and venom. So perhaps these little moths breed ever so often in the millions and go in and just eat the plants, the bushes, strip the leaves, strip the branches, and basically it's kind of like clearing that brush out, which probably helps with bugs and things and disease for the animals. So it's kind of like a fire that goes through ever so often to help get the forest. It's nature's way to rejuvenate. So, you know, I'm probably just going to leave those little guys there, let them do their thing. They're mostly down on that part of the area. They're not by the cabin. They're more down there where we saw them, and they probably feel as though, you know, nature thinks that it's too brushy in there. Most of that brush has got to be, you know, nobody's eating those plums in there. Now, if humans have, you know, come into a certain area and they see those, and they're going to take care of them. If they decide they want to eat the plums, pick them, harvest them, then all you have to do is in the spring just get rid of those little caterpillars in that area just by going and clipping the branches and burning them in a fire. Clipping the branches just below where the web is. You don't need pesticides. Just a snip and boop, it's gone. You know, and they look like they're everywhere, but they're only on like 10, 20, 30, 40 little, you know, branches in an area where you're at. You just clip those off and throw them in the fire, but you probably only want to do that in areas where you're going to cultivate it or eat the berries. Otherwise, it's probably good for the certain areas to get, you know, cleared out. So anyway, let's go back up there and edit this and put these clips together. I shut the film off quite a few times. We've got to splice those together, and we'll get back to you tomorrow, guys. Have a great one.